Boruto 288 was a pretty fantastic episode, to be honest with you. Like, when we saw Code and Ida actually hanging out together, and it's so incredible to me seeing how Code, he just cannot kill her. Like, Ida was just so calm about it, but she cannot, he's not able to get the job done to kill her. So while Ida is just joking around saying, I have bad breath and all that, while while Bug and Code are arguing, saying like you are stupid. You should have waited for me to say what I need to say before you open the castle up. Which honestly, Code should have done that because I think it was kind of foolish for Code to like be that impatient and just open up the castle like that. Like that was just kind of stupid. While Ida does come back and confronts Code, saying that like I know you like me, you can't kill me, and while I can see like literally everything from when I was born to right now, like the power to be able to charm anyone and the power to see everything, it is so incredibly overpowered. I cannot express that ability. Had someone like Maru Uchiha had an ability like that, like you'd be unstoppable. Like and so for someone like Ida who's just a normal girl who just wants love, it's very fitting that someone like her had an ability like this because if we was an actual evil dude who had motive like taking over the world, something like that. That these abilities nobody would be able to stop. Literally nobody would be able to stop them from achieving their goals. And while Ida does demonstrate her example, while she can see Kawaki and Boruto actually arguing where Boruto and others actually training their chakra and code. And Kawaki said that's an inefficient way of training, which I do gotta agree. The fact that you're doing that, like chakra control training, that just seems really inefficient. Like even in Shippuden, where we see characters got chakra control, someone like Naruto, like he did it with thousands of clothes, so he was able to beat a process dozens of folds. And so for you to do it just one by one, it just seemed a really inefficient way of doing it, especially when Cole had the ability to do his zipper thing, but he just go in and out. I will wager at this point in time, Cole can defeat Boruto and especially Kawaki after the end of this episode. Kawaki demonstration was pretty weak. His A game was not that strong because when Boruto actually does get fed up with Kawaki, they both decide to fight. And by the way, speaking of fight, Sarada, her downfall is really starting to show because she was trying to say I'm the captain here. And it's like no one respects her here. It's really such a shame. Like no one bothers to listen to her. They just going straight into the fight. Like the fact that Kawaki almost beat, even though it wasn't a for real battle, like the fact that Kawaki almost got to jump on her if it wasn't for Boruto. And for Boruto isn't necessarily that strong without the karma because without the karma, Boruto, we've seen that like he's not necessarily a good match for Kawaki, but after he decides that like Kawaki calling full series that he'll annihilate him if Boruto don't take this seriously, Boruto actually activates his karma, and Boruto like his strength, his speed is actually insane. Like he beat the dog piss out of Kawaki. Like it's not even funny how Kawaki couldn't even get a single blow against Boruto. Like it was so crazy to me because while we see that happen, you see Naruto in the background just watching in the background, and Kawaki kind of just looked disappointed with himself. It just reminded me of a scene where a father watches his son fail at basketball and they're just really disappointed at the outcome. And Kawaki, he obviously disappointed that he doesn't have the strength anymore to protect Naruto, and it's just so damn good how like they're both struggling with their inner selves, and especially with Boruto because Boruto he really doesn't want the Momoshiki to come out inside of him, but regardless, it's going to happen anyways. It really is. I mean, Momoshiki just, he just biding his time, and it does really interest me when we go back to Ida, how like all she really wants is just love. Like, that's all she really wants. But she really fucking hates Armando, because with Armando, she had lost the ability to feel a genuine love for someone that isn't family relative, obviously, and someone that isn't a Suki. But luckily, since Kawaki and Boruto are Suki, she's gonna try to get her chance to fall in love with one of them. And in this case, it's going to be Kawaki. So while that's happening, you see Code actually start to think that, okay, while you get Kawaki, I'll get Boruto and sacrifice to the Divine Tree. And it was just so hilarious seeing how Cole was saying, I should have ripped you to shreds for even in mentioning Jigen's name. Like, the fact that, like, you had said all this, and the fact that I hadn't even destroyed you or even damaged you for the slightest ink towards Jigen's name. It was just crazy seeing how Cole was struggling so hard within himself. And it's interesting seeing how Bug, he has more control over his obsession with Ida, because I'm guessing this was just because, well, like Ida says, Bug is a coward and he's shy. But I think it's just one of those things where Bug, he's been Ida's captive for way longer than Cole. So I think he like, starting to he can cool it down a little bit. He's not as gung ho about the love aspect as someone like Code is. And for Code, it was just really interesting to see how now they're going to work together, and now that they're working together, Code and Ida. I mean, Konoha, what can they do about someone who can charm anyone that easily? Like, the fact that, like, if Ida straight up just went to Konoha right now, literally the only person that you can't charm is Boruto or Kawaki. And Boruto and Kawaki, they're not necessarily strong to compete against the like of Code, because Code, he's a problem. Like, he's a problem, saying how is as strong as Jigen. Like, he's a genuine problem, and I damn for sure don't think Boruto is going to be able to keep up with someone like that, and especially Sarda and Miki. They're not that strong yet. Maybe in a time skip, but for as for now, no, that's just not the case. And while that leads to the final scene of the episode, where Kawaki obviously, admits that, I'll go things your way. We gotta work as a team, and if Momoshiki actually does come out inside of you, I'll help and defeat you once again, like I did last time. And for that, I think it was pretty endearing. But you see at the last scene that Kawaki contemplating his karma mark, because you even see him at one point trying to absorb Boruto's thunderclap arrow, but obviously he can't absorb it because he lacks the ability to do so. And we see in the preview that he asked Armando for the karma back, because we see in the time skip that at one point he does get the karma back. And so, just one of those things where similar to how Boruto is willing to do anything to be Code, Kawaki is willing to do everything to protect Naruto. And it's just so fascinating to see how all these two characters have different beliefs, but they just go about it in completely different ways. One character wants to use the karma, and one character wants to get back the karma. While Boruto, in this situation, he would like to get rid of the karma entirely. So it's just so fascinating how both of these characters, they have similar roles in the show, but they just have completely different beliefs. And I just find that so fascinating, seeing how Kawaki is so much different from Boruto. I genuinely do love that conflict between them, even if it's not as big as the one we're going to see in the time skip. It's still a pleasant treat to see how their relationship, it goes from this to that in the time skip. Regardless, though, this was a great episode overall. I would love to know your thoughts I would love to know your thoughts of the episode in the comments below. I want to know your thoughts about either beautiful appearance in this episode and the next, because her appearance was just downright amazing. It's been awesome seeing her, the voice actor playing Ada. She like really seems to be in this role. And I would love to know all your thoughts about who is your favorite character and all that stuff. But regardless, I'll see you guys on the next one.